So tell me if you've ever had this problem before. You have a chest and there's a bunch of random junk in it. And you're like, man, I wish I could sort that. Well, me too. So there's something that I want to try today. It might not work, but we're going to give it a shot. So basically the idea is this. This is the data inside of that block. You'll notice jungle log, scaffolding ladder, jungle log, scaffolding ladder. So this is the data. And in particular, pay attention to this slot number. So what I'm wondering is if we remove that slot number, what happens? Did the items shuffle around or what? So that's what we're gonna try. It might not work, but I wanna see. You know, as I'm typing this, I'm realizing there's a problem here, or potentially a problem. We could have our items deleted, so I'm just gonna leave one. And I guess we'll just have to make a new spyglass if things happen. Okay. Oop. That's how to delete command blocks in command block survival. Okay, so well, this is how it's set up. We hit the button. Oh. Well, now why did the spyglass get kept? Okay, so let's see if we can narrow down what's happening here. So the spyglass is in the first slot and the ladder is in the second slot. So what we expect to happen is the spyglass to get deleted. But if it's because the spyglass is like a non-stackable block or something, no, okay. So the last item got kept. That is, yeah, that's very weird. So the slot shouldn't, like removing the slot tag is not removing the item data. So that shouldn't be disappearing. So what we're gonna try and do is remove just one item, or the slot tag from one item. And in fact, we'll leave a space at the beginning of the box so it can put something there if it needs to. So it should remove jungle planks. Well, it shouldn't remove jungle planks. It should remove the slot tag from jungle planks. Oh, okay. So then does it default to the first slot? And so then all of them are defaulting to the first slot and then they replace everything. Well, that was a bust, but fortunately, the main plan for today's episode I know works. It's just a matter of how it works, so it should be kind of interesting. Oh wait, I don't need a command block for this. Let's just summon it right here. Oh, it's just called interaction. So there's an interaction entity, and I don't really know how it works. I just know that it exists and it can do things. Okay. There we go, turn on hitboxes. So it looks like it's as big as a block by default. That's interesting. Now, depending on how this works, this has implications for all kinds of projects that we've made. Just so many. So response. Maybe we should turn that on. That seems good. Will it like notify me if I click it? Oh, interaction. It creates a whole thing with a timestamp and a UUID. What? And a play. Oh, no, wait. That's the UUID of the interaction entity. This is the player UUID, though. That's cool. Aha. I get it. Okay, so I'm right-clicking right now. And you'll notice my sword isn't swinging because I turned response off. I turn it back on and my sword swings. So that's what it means. In both scenarios, it gives this interaction thing. So we can use that to detect if we clicked on it, which is cool. And it should be super simple to set up. So we can literally just check if the interaction tag exists. And then we can delete it when we're done with it. And we can just do whatever command we want here. In this case, I actually want to do game mode creative because there's been something that I've been dying to try for a long time. Like, oh, wait, weird. We can't click through. Oh, maybe we want to turn that response off, actually. Can we click through? Oh, we can't. Oh, now that is a bit of an issue. Okay, that might put this first usage of it dead in the water. Because the idea would be like we have an interaction entity. It turns us into creative mode so that we can access the command blocks without me having to be sprinting to access them. which as you can see is kind of annoying. So it might not work, but we'll give it a try anyway. So we'll turn that on. And now when we right click this, it'll turn us into creative mode for just a second. And the hope is if we do this just right. Maybe not. I was hoping we could like turn into creative mode and click on the command block, but I didn't realize the interaction entity actually kind of occludes the space. So like you can't actually place blocks, you know? Which is a little bit of a bummer. Okay, I modified the setup just a little bit. So it's gonna kill the interaction entity as soon as we click on it, which may be good enough. Well, I have to turn it on first. Oh, I had already clicked on it. Oh no, I've made a mistake. Okay, so it summons interaction. Whoa, these things are not laggy. You know, normally if I had this many entities in the, oh, well, it's imperceptibly, almost imperceptibly slowing down, which may just be the drawing of the, oh yeah, wow. Dude, those things are lag proof. That's so troll. Okay, maybe I need to fix this. I was making it so that if I held the command block, then it resummons the interaction entity so we can deal with it. Fun fact, this is why you should never have command blocks be set to just automatically run without a lever. It should always require, yeah, it should always be on needs redstone and you should have a lever. Because otherwise, bad stuff can happen. Okay, so now it should only summon one interaction entity, as long as I'm within 10 blocks. If I go further than that, it'll summon another one. So let's stand right where we can click on the command block, and man, we must not be in creative. The right click must end before we get out of before the interaction entity dies. Okay, so it won't work on this. That is okay though. There are other places we can use it. What other places, you would rightfully ask? Well, one of the coolest contraptions I've made in this entire world, which is the item display thing. It shows like what items are in which chests. Like for example, we can see that foliage is in one of the orange chests. Ta-da! Very cool. But what we don't have is any way to interact with these. Like imagine if we could interact with it and it would highlight, because as you notice, there's two orange ones, which has to do with the limitation of team colors and glowing colors, and there's a lot of chests and not enough colors. And anyway, all that to say, if we could like click on this and it would show us which chest, oh, that would be very useful. It'd save a lot of time. So let's do that. So here is the display entities, and these are intended to pair together, the interaction entity and the display entity. So it looks like the size, this is one of the important things, is 0.25. So we'll want to make the interaction entity be the same size. And then it's tagged with this, which is less important for you, but I need to remember that. So we can distinguish it between other interaction entities that I may make in the future. What's going to be really tricky is trying to place the interaction entities directly onto the holo display. As you can see, I can't even like line up perfectly. Oh wait, I gotta take off Swift Sneak. I just realized a sneaky trick. Yeah, you see this position tag right here? That is their position in X, Y, and Z coordinate space. So we don't have to be finicky. We can just literally copy and paste it. Oh, that's so perfect. And we'll take the position of whatever the closest one is, and whammo. Oh, look at that. Perfectly locked on. Okay, so now we can get a good sense of, hey, wait a second. Wait just a second. That's not right. The item display appears to be anchored in the center, like around the point of rotation, but the interaction entity is anchored on the bottom, kind of like the player. Ah! Okay, that makes this harder. Oh, I have an idea. So this is how tall the interaction entity is. So theoretically, if we do exactly half of this, which would be 1, 2, 5, and we make that negative, this should perfectly center it. Does that look perfectly centered to you? Because that looks perfectly centered to me. Okay, so that's not too difficult. So we could put some interaction entities around these things. But yeah, now we can like walk up to it and then click on the book. But you can see what I mean about like it should maybe be smaller. We're creating bounding boxes and hitboxes in Minecraft. This is crazy. Okay, that's a little bit tighter. Oh, it's also a little more off. Well, now that's annoying. Would this work? Oh yeah. Okay, so that is a lot tighter of a hitbox. We still could accidentally be clicking the wrong one, which we don't want. The real question is how much dead space do we want, right? Because like right now, if we click there, we're not clicking. Same with this other side. But if we click here, then we are. Well, actually, this is where we would be standing, roughly. And there's not a lot of overlap. And if we're clicking, we're probably going to aim for the center. So it would actually be fine, I think, at this level. I think the other size was too big. So I think this 0.2 is better. But yeah. Okay, so now I'll just make a bunch of them. And we'll put them all at that size. I got a system, so I've set up some command blocks. And then I just get next to the one I want to modify. And boom, zaps in to the exact perfect spot. So we got all the interaction entities in place in their exact location. And I know the block ones look a little bit weird, but they're actually not. You can actually click on most of the block and it works. So now we need to have some functions happen when we click on these things. So there's two things that I want to do, and the more I think about them, the less confident I am, but we're gonna try. The first thing I wanna do is if I click this, I want it to highlight which chest, because like we noticed before, right? 2 oranges. Which orange is which, right? Because like I have the blocks here, but it's like, you know, maybe we're right on the first try, maybe we're not. So it'd be really nice if it highlighted it. So to highlight the chest, we're going to need to make an entity because entities are the only thing that you can really highlight. So we'll summon a new block display, and I'm pretty sure there's nothing here. Yeah. So, block state. So this should summon a chest. Excellent. Okay, so now that we have a chest, we can set it to glowing. Wait. There we go. Yeah, so now that's what we would want, is we would want like a highlight. Oh, and something kind of interesting with command block. So you know how it's like kind of off of the grid position? Well, if we use execute align, do XYZ, we should be able to lock it to the grid. Look at that. Perfect placement. Very cool. Okay, so it turns out block display entities are extremely complicated. This is the best I could do. It's actually backwards. Rotating is more complex than it needs to be, I think. But I set up a interaction achievement or advancement. So if I click, ignore the reloading. So if we click here, it says adding tag, and ta-da! This pops up to show us which of the orange chests is holding the grass block, and so it would be the lower one here. And look at that. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I think that this works anywhere. So if we remove this tag, it disappears, and then I think if we shift this over, so now it's here. Aha! Okay, so this setup only works with this chest. It doesn't work with anything else because of the whole block display thing. So we're only going to set up one of those this episode because of how complicated they are. But that's kind of like a proof of concept. So we'll just turn that off for now. So that's cool. We can highlight stuff. The interaction entities work. But the real test of this, I want to be able to click on the icons and move the chests. So that's what we're going to try and do next. So if we want to be able to move these chests, we need to test something. The most dangerous part of this whole scenario, that's kind of distracting, is, okay, so you see this orange one? It's hovering over the skulk right now. And what we would be doing is teleporting this armor stand to say here. But there's a chance that this whole chest could get overwritten with the contents of this, or technically with the contents of that one. Okay, so let's move it over to the deep slate because there's snow right next to it. And we'll just consult our handy holo display here. So down one, left, or right two, left, down one, and I think it's actually this. Yeah, okie dokie. So either things go well and both chests are the same, or this gets overwritten with snow, or this one gets overwritten with deep slate. Yeah, here we go. I really hope I don't mess this up. I'm pretty sure it should just be one block to the Z. So let's just teleport it. And this is deep slate. No! Oh, that's so bad. Good thing we only overwrote snow. And powdered snow. Oh no, that was where my powdered snow was, wasn't it? Oh, no, my powdered snow is safe. That stuff is hard to find in my world. Okay, so I'm looking in the main command blocks, and you don't need to like know all of what's going on here beyond this part. So you see how it says like tag equals, and then there's an exclamation mark? That means not. So this is what's copying the items over, and it won't do it if we have one of these tags, which they're all directional tags, like right, left, up. I think forward and back are in there. So if we just give it a forward and back tag and then teleport it, we might be all right. I'm just tossing all of the deep slate on the ground because that's effectively duplicated deep slate, which is cheating. If you haven't been around the command block survival world, you might be very confused right now. You're like, what? You're using command blocks? Isn't that already cheating? Anyway, let us put a granite in there. We're going to tag him with selecting up, just cuz. Oh, that moves him. Uh-oh. Phooey, it just automatically moves it, which in this case did what we wanted, but the thing is, if we're moving him like across the entire thing, that's not gonna cut it. Okay, so that didn't work. Studying these old command blocks can be so tricky, trying to remember what everything does. But there's a tag here that is not directional. And you'll notice the exclamation mark is still there, which means if we have that tag on, it's not going to be copying items over, which is, of course, the end goal here. If we do selected, does something weird happen? No. Can we teleport him? We can. Does it get overwritten by granite? It does. Oh. Wait a second. Okay, so with human execution, it's too slow. Like when I just try and manually run these commands, but I set up both commands in these command blocks, and I think we might have something that works. So in one of the chests, I have just one granite block, and in the other one, there's a stone and a granite block. So if both of these are there after we press this button, we have a working solution. Yes! Okay, that is what we like to see. Sweet! So before we commit fully, we need to make sure that the tags are working. I set up some tags with these clickable entities. So you can see it's talking about like removing tags and tags exist and blah, blah, blah. But basically you see where it says hi? So when both of these slots are filled up, that means it would have teleported. So, oh, and this is exactly the scenario we want. Huh. I can't believe I did that on the first try. This is exactly correct because this is glowing, meaning it's selected, and that's where it would move from. And then this one isn't glowing, meaning something can move to it without interrupting or like overlapping. Let's try another scenario. So I just removed all the tags. So the highs should not fill up if I click 2 of these. Ooh, yep, they're empty still because neither of these is selected, so there's nothing for it to move. So it should fail, as it did. And now we'll check 2 that are selected. So the highs are both not there, as they usually are in the first one. And then the second one, it sort of succeeds and then it fails. All right, that's exactly what we want because it would overlap if it moved the red one to the purple, because both of those are selected, so we don't want our items deleted. Okay, so now on to the serious stuff. So I put a bunch of commands in here and we should just have to change them to chain and always active. And these 6 command blocks should run the entire thing as long as the tags are working. And there's the last one. So we should be able to just, we're gonna use these ones over here to test it. Wait, which one is which? Stone, actually wait, let's just swap it. Yeah, okay. So we should be able to click here and click here. And something should happen. Huh. Nothing happened, so that's actually kind of scary. Because now we're kind of in limbo mode, where some of the commands executed and some of them didn't. So let's just see if this guy exists. Yep, he exists. All right, we're in limbo mode. Uh-oh. Aha. Okay, I found the problem. This needs to be unconditional. Basically, these two, I thought they could happen in the same tick, but they actually have to happen in different ticks, so they can't be conditional. So it may have already moved it. It did move it. And the best part is, it's a single granite. It's not, oh, it didn't get overwritten. Wait. Can we move this back? Oh, this is weird. Wait. Oh. Oh, stone and granite didn't get overwritten. There's a little bit of weirdness. Oh. Okay, that's weird. So it's actually still saving the last one we clicked on. So if I click on this one again, it removes the tags. Then when I click on this, nothing happens. That's kind of weird. We may want to change that behavior, but I think it's mostly working. Okay, let's try something that we actually care about deleting. Oh, I did it wrong again, didn't I? Do this, do that. When we see the double highs, that's when we know it's gonna work. Man, it's kind of slow. That's funny. Oh. Okay, let's try a different one. All right, leather, which is pink, one of these ones. Okay. Click here, click here. That is really slow for some reason. Oh my word, it's working. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, see, look, I just automatically, okay, yeah, we need to make that removed somehow. This is the nice thing about setting it with tags. We just have to remove that tag and everything should work pretty simply. All right, let's make sure these are active. Move this one back. Boop, there it goes. And now if I click here, it didn't move. Excellent. Oh man, this system is pretty much ready for prime time. I updated the start and stop command blocks now. So it should, oh, it perfectly follows the display entities. Because technically the white box and the item, that's actually 2 different entities. So the fact that they look like they're one is perfect. And I have it set now. So if I kill one of these, so there's none there, boop, it puts one back in the perfect location. It's Very nice. So that means that if we add more chests later, it'll automatically update with correct interaction thingies that have all the correct tags. So it's pretty cool. So for the finale, the final test to prove that this thing really works, I'm going to order it by color. So we're going to put like, you know, the yellow in front of the orange, for example. We'll put the other orange back here. And I'm just going to go through and do all of the colors. I gotta say, this is extremely user-friendly. I'm loving it. Oh, I need to move one of the greens over there. So I'll just put the yellow there. Doink. Swap the green here. Look at this. Oh, that's so cool. We have like a whole color gradient. A weird color gradient. It's not the normal way that, oh well. We're missing a lot of colors, so can't have a proper complete one. But yeah, I mean, that's super easy to interact with. It's, oh man. This has got to be the best addition that I've made for this chest system yet. It's so cool. I am curious what happens if I just try and do it fast. Like I do this one, but then as it's moving, I do this one. Whoa. What? That works? Nuh-uh. Oh, it only works if I wait until the first one disappears. That makes sense. Wow, okay. And then it just doesn't do anything if, oh dude, it's so good. There's no glitches. Oh, yep, gotta do it again. Dude, that is so cool. Oh man. Well, there you have it. It's working even better than I expected. That is awesome. I'm so happy with this. I'll definitely be removing all this text later. This is mostly just for debugging and stuff. And it was used. There was a lot of debugging off the screen. Oh man, even at the end, like I was able to just swap it up to the top. It's so easy. And then like all these chests, they should be, yeah, these ones should be empty. The white one should have skulk. Yep. Green one should have banners. Everything is working exactly as expected. That is a successful project. Well, there you have it. That is it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a lot of fun to make and very fulfilling in this one. Oh, look how nice that looks. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for me. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later, later.